Hello Libra, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use the Libra Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm going to use the Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle deck by John Holland. I know it says tarot, but it feels more like an oracle deck to me, so that's how I'm going to use it in this reading. Alright, Libra. Relationship first, single second. Let's see where we go. This reminds me a lot of Gemini. You got Seven of Pentacles at the bottom. Is the situation ready to be... Is the situation ready to progress forward? Okay. Is it? Question mark. Is it? I feel like because it's at the bottom, it's not saying that's the case or not. They're just saying that's the question for you. Because I feel like you're the one that has to figure that out. Alright, so your partner is moving forward. They are already moving forward. And I'm getting, they're asking assistance from you with the Six of Pentacles. I feel like they're asking for assistance from you to do that. They're feeling really good. They're moving forward. They're expecting you're just going to help them. And I feel like you are. I feel like you kind of are, but you're not like you don't want to. But it's not because, like, I'm getting this Two of Swords here. You don't really want to, but for example, like, I feel like for example, like, oh, can you give me this, or can you do that for me? And like, I feel like they ask you, and I feel like you might kind of like try to lollygag on it a little bit, or just kind of like pass it off and like oh, I got busy. But if they keep coming towards you, I feel like you are helping them. If they keep asking you, especially if they ask you specifically for something, like, could you do this, X, Y, or Z? I feel like you're agreeing to it. Like, could you do that? Could you go pick that up from there for me? You're like, all right, I'll do that. Like, I don't feel like you're really into it, but if they ask you for something specific, I think that's what I'm going for. If they ask you for something specific, you will provide that, but I don't feel like you're really into it. The Two of Swords is telling me you're not really... You're kind of like, I don't really know if I want to do this. But you're not fighting back. You're not saying no, is what I'm saying. Well, you know, you're not saying no. You're not saying, you're not bringing up any problems about it. And I'm noticing your challenge card is the Five of Wands. Your partner has a lot of momentum, seems very excited, and you're seeing if you try to slow things down or stop things, I feel like this is a worry of yours. Like, this is going to cause a big hubbub. It's going to be an issue. There's going to be some type of argument, possibly. I feel like you're worried about that. So if they really push you and tell you specifically what they want, I feel like you're like, all right, I'll do that. Okay, all right, yeah. I don't feel like you want them to know that you're not really interested in this situation the way it's going. I don't feel like you're telling them. Now, that's your challenge card, and I get that. But I'm getting, your partner just keeps moving forward. The momentum is there. So even though you're not really into it with the Two of Swords, and you're not really pushing it, you're not giving it any pushback, really. You're not really running ahead and, like, gung-ho cheerleader about it, but if they ask you for something specific, you're providing it. I'm getting what helps is for you to actually think about this on your own. Why don't you like it? Why are you a little uncomfortable with it? Do you have any questions about it? Because I feel like what you need to do to make this better for you, easier for you, is they're saying the High Priestess is one who balances out, I don't like this, I do like this, how does this come together, what do I need to do to make this more palatable for me? Because I feel like you need to address, like, why don't I like this? Are there question marks I don't understand, or are there just flat out things about it I don't like? And I feel like you need to look at it and ask yourself, are there ways to change or, you know, evolve the situation so it's not so unappealing to you? What can you do with this situation? Because I feel like once you come into your own and you just kind of look at it yourself, how you're feeling, what's bothering you about it, you can find a way or devise a plan to talk to your partner or get more information anyway, in some respect, about the situation, so you can kind of find a way to make yourself more comfortable. Because I feel like it comes to a point fairly quickly, that it's going forward. Your partner has a lot of momentum moving forward. and it's just kind of like it's going forward, but what type of ability do you have to mold it to more to your liking? And the High Priestess is here saying, once you embrace it and look at the good and the bad, that's another thing that reminds me of the Gemini cards. Once you embrace it and figure it out for yourself, you might have some leeway to like mold it a little bit more to your liking. Because what I'm seeing here is when you do embrace it and you kind of like balance it out and like, all right, this is going forward either way. What is going on? What don't I like? And what type of movements, what type of wiggle room do I have? In the future, what you're coming to by embracing it is the Queen of Pentacles. You're realizing this is already on a forward motion. There's only so much wiggle room. But I'm getting like you're more embracing of it because you're just kind of like, let me just get comfortable with it. Let me just accept it. And if there's something I can do to just make this more comfortable for me, I'll do that. And I feel like you're embracing it because you're just kind of like, I need to be online with this. I need to be on point with this because my partner's going forward. I want to enjoy it as much as possible. Working against it is just going to lead me down a road I don't want to go. So I'm gonna embrace it, and I'm just going to see what I can do. And as it goes forward even farther, this isn't like endgame. I feel like as it keeps going forward, you're more connected with it, and maybe you can kind of move and maneuver more to your liking. Is that right? Now, I'm getting this keeps going forward. I'm getting you're embracing it. Originally, you didn't really care for this. You didn't really want this to happen. But I feel like you're getting to the part where, I'm not going to be able to stop it the way I'm currently handling it. So I'm going to embrace it and kind of move forward and see what I can do as I go forward. I'm just going to try to make the best of it. When you do that, your partner gets the Two of Cups going on in their spiritual sense, and the Four of Wands is where this seems to head. I feel like because you're embracing it the way you are, your partner is extremely happy. They're having very intense love feelings towards you. I'm getting it's a very romantic feel for them. Like the support you're showing to them, that they're all tickled pink about it. They love it. They love it. That's right up their alley. That's what they want to see. That's what they want to hear. Makes them feel real good. I'm getting this is going very well. I'm getting the community connection with you, like the Ten of Cups. They're feeling like you have their back. They have your support. This is going very well for you. They're looking at you in a very positive direction. Why is this here? Because I'm confused about what's happening here. Because there is the Ten of Swords is what makes it better for them. But my question is why. So let's just do that card by itself. See, I feel like this card is more about, what... Until you move forward with them, I don't feel like they're enjoying this as much. I feel like this is a lot more on them. When you embrace it, I feel like you're taking some of that weight off of them. So I feel like this is making it better for them to realize when you're a part of this, when they should see this is telling me the balance comes in when you join them in the movement forward. And I feel like this is the Ten of Swords is like until you were actually moving forward in a forward motion with them, they weren't enjoying it as much because they knew you didn't want it. I don't feel like they were saying that to you or addressing it, but they knew you weren't into it. Like they were afraid you were going to kind of like dash their hopes here. They thought you were going to stop the train. Let's put it that way. Because I'm getting this is what helps them to realize, they need to actually move forward more when you're ready instead of just taking it on their own and waiting for you to catch up. Because I feel like that's the lesson for them in this situation. Is that correct? The way this popped in after, it feels weird because I feel like it's almost like an afterthought. Like they're looking back and they're realizing this went a lot better when you were ready, when you were on board and you were moving forward with them. And I feel like they're looking back and like they're realizing the balance to this is the way they went about it, the way they started this situation and just took it on themselves to move forward. That wasn't the best idea. And I feel like they're looking back kind of like it was not the way they should have done that. And I feel like the Ten of Swords is looking back like that was the wrong thing to do. And there's some type of regret. It feels more like regret. And I know that's usually the Nine of Swords. Isn't that usually the Nine of Swords? I think that usually is. But I feel like in this situation, it's looking back and realizing the way they did it, like they shouldn't have done it that way. And that's looking back and like hindsight is 2020. But that's the Ten of Swords. You'd think that'd be more intense. But the fact is, that's popping up in what makes things better. And that's looking back, realizing this was not the best way to handle this. But the fact that you're connecting in with them, like they're feeling fortunate. They're feeling blessed that you were willing to go forward the way they were going. Now, I am seeing this for how this kind of ends for you, and that's the Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. They lost control, didn't they? They lost control of this. Is that another factor here? Because that Ace of Pentacles where you're standing in the Nine of Wands, like, they might have won their first round, but now you're involved in it and you've cemented in. I'm getting the Ace of Pentacles like you've cemented in. Are they more upset about that? No, they're seeing like they should have started off with you. They should have started off on the right foot and they didn't. And it's like now they have like a debt to pay to the situation. Because I'm seeing this here with the Nine of Wands for you. First round is over. That played out, but it's time for the next round. The situation feels like it's just kind of starting off to me. When I see this Nine of Wands in this deck, like I always notice that first wand has all the greenery growing up it, and then the other 8 still have yet to be started. I feel like it's like first round over. Time to go on to the next round. I feel like your partner has like a debt to pay to you. Because they did some things, I feel like there's something here that they should not have done it the way they did it. And I'm getting like a debt to pay, and I'm getting that's more to do with this Ten of Swords. I feel like it's slowly creeping out as it keeps going forward, because things they didn't make good decisions. Like, they didn't make the best decisions on a couple things. And as you keep going forward, I feel like you're taking more control, and you're putting things more in alignment. I don't feel like this is rough. I just feel like you're slowly moving in this way, and you're honing it in. But I'm getting like they're realizing the way they did this, that was not the best way, and I feel like they're indebted to you, or like there's a debt to be paid here. I'm getting that's more what this is about, because the Ten of Swords, especially because it's helping the situation, it's actually serving them too. Is they're realizing things started off wrong, so they're not giving you so much pushback, and I feel like things are going more to your liking. They're getting more streamlined the way they should be. Is that? They're telling me that came across right. That Ten of Swords, that's a tricky one. Because I don't feel like that's just one full smack across the face. I don't feel like that's how it's happening for them. I just feel like it's like little reminders as it keeps going forward, like they didn't do something the way they should have, and they're not giving you pushback, and it's making it easier for you to align this going forward. Because I feel like you're recognizing it, and they're just giving in to what you want. You're making suggestions, and they're just going, okay. And you're not getting a lot of resistance here, because there's something here about this. I feel like I haven't hit it completely. Because something's wrong. It's not devastatingly wrong, but something's not right, and you're able to realign this without much pushback, because either they don't want you to see it, or they're feeling embarrassed about it, and they're just trying to make it right by just letting you have what you want. One of the two. I don't know. I don't feel so good about that, but I realize this is actually going to your benefit more than their benefit, and I feel like that's the kicker. I feel like this is more to your pleasing than their pleasing, because they're kind of backing off and giving you what you want, because that was not cool, and they just kind of want to let that kind of slip away and kind of walk away from it. This is the balance. You're going to get control because of that, and you're not going to get a lot of pushback. This is going to go fairly easy for you. Overall, I think this whole situation is going to go more to your liking due to that. Okay, I feel like I'm talking it to death. I'm going to let it go. Let's do Libra singles. Messages for single Libras. Messages for single Libras. What do we have for single Libras? Messages for single Libras. Messages for single Libras. Messages for single Libras. What do we have for single Libras? Empowering information to help them see the truth and help them move forward in the way that they would like to move forward. Stop. Single Libras, let's shuffle these two. Lately, today I've had the urge to just prejudge things, but I don't want to do that with this one. I want to see where it's going to come out. Because if there's one thing I know as a reader, at least the way I read, Just because you have a couple cards out there that look this or that, when I actually pick them up and feel the information coming off them, it could go a different way. So let's just see what's actually going to come off the card. That card. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Whatever this situation is, your thoughts have the Hermit. To you, this is not a simple situation, but it's something you would like to find a way to work out amicably. I'm not seeing a lot of love cards here. It feels more diplomatic. It feels more like there's things you like, there's things you don't, and you're kind of looking at this. I feel like the way this is coming through is like, I like this, I don't like that. Could something come of this? Maybe yeah, maybe no. What do I want to do here? Because the High Priestess is where you're standing, and you got the Hermit. Like, these are very powerful introspection cards, especially the Hermit. But the High Priestess is somebody who says, this is good, this is not so good. This is how it comes together. What can I create from this? Like, she tends to be that person that says, nothing's all good, nothing's all bad. There's a balance here. That being said, what I'm seeing, what can I make of this? Looking at the truth of the situation, balancing it out. And the Hermit is telling me you're really putting a lot of thought in this. Like, you know, I'm not falling on my face in love here, but you know something, this could develop into a loving relationship, and this is what I see of this person. What do I want to do with this? I feel like this person, what is up with this person? This person is in a difficult spot right now. This person is in a difficult spot with the Two of Swords, and I feel like they're going through something a little rough, to be fair. And I know this is a general read, so that can go a multitude of ways. But I'm getting like there's turmoil of some sort, some type of pressure here. They don't know what to do. They need to embrace the situation they're handed. And I feel like this is a situation that it seems like you got the Nine of Wands here talking about this situation with them, you and them dating possibly, has been on hold, is what it feels like to me. It's not down and out, but it actually starting hasn't really come into favor yet. Because I feel like that's kind of a phased shift there somehow. They need to embrace what's going on in their life. I don't feel like whatever's going on is gonna finish. I don't feel like it's anywhere near finishing. They just need to embrace what it is and then just handle life with that in mind as they go forward. I just feel like that's the challenge for them, to embrace what they're going through. And this is also factoring in on you, kind of like if they can handle what's going on in their own life, you're open to seeing them and possibly going into a relationship. I feel like the way you're looking at this is like this person is always going to have this challenge. And just because they're having this challenge, that's not deterring you for whatever reason. As long as they can handle that challenge, I don't feel like you're worried about it spilling over onto you, to be honest. But they need to have control of their own situation. As long as they can contain it and control it, it's not going to daunt you from seeing them. But you're still having to like evaluate if this is really going to be a situation with or without that. If this is going to happen between you and them, no matter what's going on in their life. And I'm getting like there's been a pause here for a moment. I don't know why the Nine of Wands is coming through like a pause to me, but it seems to be. Because it's almost like acknowledgement of feelings and possibilities has already happened. It's just like stepping into the next arena. Do we want to date? Seems to be where that is. I'm not going to overthink that because I just feel like that's a weird way for that to come in. But hey, the Seven of Swords at the bottom. That's more this person. I feel like they might be shying away because they're not really sure if this is something they can handle along with their current situation. But the reason that is because they're still in the Two of Swords. I'm getting. They don't know what to do. They're feeling stuck. They're feeling a little paralyzed. They're just kind of not owning the situation. The situation isn't the best. I get that. But they have to embrace it for what it is and just accept it and own it and just like handle it and see it for what it is. It's not the best situation, but they got to take it from a place where they're feeling just kind of, you know, oppressed by it and change it over to like just embrace it. This is what it is. This is what I have to deal with. And just accept it. This is what I'm going to do to handle it, and it's just going to be there. It's just going to be that. It's just going to be there. Once they move more into that empowering mode of like, instead of feeling oppressed by it, more like this is what it is, and I'm just going to handle it, and I'm just going to one foot in front of the other handle it. Once they get to that point, they can embrace the situation and the possibilities here. Until they do that, though, I feel like that's the Seven of Swords. Like, they're going to think, I can't handle this. How am I going to handle anything else? And they might just let the situation start to pass them by. I feel like that's where you're kicking in here with your energy. And I feel like this is you in the center. The Magician with the wheel. I feel like you're coming forward to them. You're seeing that they're feeling oppressed by the situation. They're feeling held down by it. I feel you with that Magician card actually is more of a counselor, to be honest with you. I feel like you like this person. You see good qualities. And I feel like you're talking this through and like, what's going on? Talk with me about it. And you're kind of empowering them like, you know what? It's not going to be perfect, but this is what you can do to do that. This is how you can handle that. Like, this can work out for you there. Like, you're giving them pointers about what you're seeing and what you would advise for them to do about that. And I'm getting the wheel is turning for them. You are talking this through with them. You're talking this out with them. And you're making it a lot better. You're not getting involved. You're not like handling it for them, but you're like saying, this is what you're telling me. This is what I'm seeing. Here's how I would handle it to make it easier on myself. You're doing this, the wheel is turning for them, you're giving them encouragement and something to do with it, and they're handling it better. I don't know if it's going to go exactly the way you're advising, but you're definitely opening their mind to the possibility. And I'm getting things are turning better, things are going better for them. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is at the top here. That moment, you care, you're showing you care, you're helping them. They're feeling better about the situation, but they're also feeling like you care about them, and it's not like you don't, but like they're automatically seeing like this person talked with me about this, they helped me through this. This is somebody that could really be good for my life. I do care for them. I don't know where this is going. I don't know how far we're gonna get with it, but I want to find out, because I feel like this is connecting in. Like, it's not just them that's investing. Like, you working this out with them. You're investing too. You're not so far down the road that you can't back out, but you're helping this person because they mean something to you. That's like the wheel turning, because I'm getting from there. You got the Ace of Pentacles. This seems to be locking in. This person was originally, well, as long as they're feeling oppressed and unempowered, they're kind of sliding away. But once you step in and like talk the thing through, help them find a way to like handle this differently so they can feel more empowered, it makes them feel really good. It feels like somebody's on their side. It feels like you're empowering them. And they're very grateful for that, and they want to go forward and see like, where could this go, because they're seeing you like in a really beautiful light. The Ace of Pentacles is telling me that's locking this in. I feel like that moment is truly locking this in. And the solar plexus is like, the two of you seem to be on point here. Like, I'm getting like there's a mutual honor going on here. Like, you looked out for them. They're looking out for you. Like, they want to help you. They want to look out for you. Let's put it that way. I think that's a better way to put it. You looked out for them and helped them. They want to be there for you. The solar plexus is like listening to your gut, self-loyalty. That's how I view it, like your God center. I'm getting this is really making you both feel like things can be achieved, things can be overcome. It's empowerment with each other. And like you both can help each other. Because you help them, they want to help you. They want to be there for you. They feel like you've shown that you care. They do care about you too. I just feel like this is like, it feels very honored. Like, you honored me, I want to honor you. It's a very, I'm feeling like mutual respect. I don't know if I said it. I think I did. I don't feel like love cards flying all over the place at this point, but I feel like there's a mutual respect, and like, this is a good person. Like, I feel like you're both looking at this like, I could fall for this person. This could happen. This is like somebody I like. I feel like I can trust this person. Honesty. Like, I'm feeling a lot of noble aspects here. I don't know if that seems crazy, but I feel like that's where this seems to be. Like, this is a good, sound, smart decision. We should try to make this work. Okay. Now, where is this ending? Like, I feel this is weird. How come I don't see love cards? Because, like, it's not like there's no attraction. It's, like, you definitely care about each other. I just don't feel like it's that type of love where you can't keep your hands off each other. I'm not seeing that. But then again, maybe it's just the way I'm interpreting it. It is a general read. So you might be experiencing that. I don't know. You might be. It's a general read. So your version of this, that might be happening. Where is this going is a good question. You got the 8 of Pentacles. A lot of work. This is going to take a lot of work. And that's actually what I'm getting from that. A lot of work being had, helping each other, staying in contact with each other. This is not an easy relationship. I don't see this being an easy relationship. Now, when I say that, between the two of you, you work together well, is what I'm getting. It's what's going on around you that makes this a difficult relationship. So there's a lot of work going on there. Win or lose. This takes a lot of work. And you're either going to both decide it's easier for you to handle it together, or you're going to look at it like the two of you, like either one of you or both of you are going to feel like this is becoming more burdensome for you to handle both sets of problems together. So it's either like you're feeling empowered together, or you're feeling like you got extra worries together. If you're feeling empowered together, I feel like you're going to move forward. If you're feeling like this is extra burdens together, I'm getting like the release is either you're releasing the past because you're feeling more empowered together, or see, I feel like this is I feel like these are different endings. I feel like it's either you're going to be either empowered together, or you're going to let it go because it's becoming more difficult together, because it's a lot of work. Either way, it's a lot of work. But do you feel empowered together? Are you adding to each other's lives? Is life easier even though there's more problems to deal with? Or are you feeling like, oh my God, there's just more problems. This is just more stress. This is not good. Because if it's something where you feel empowered, you'll continue. If you don't feel empowered, you won't. That's what I'm getting. It's going to depend how it feels, because it's going to be a lot of work. And I don't feel like you're like, oh, well, I feel like it's more about how it actually feels. Do you feel like life is easier with this person? There's more problems, but with the two of you heading at them together, you feel more successful? Or do you feel like there's more problems and there's more problems and there's just more for you to deal with and this is not fun? then it's going to go south. That's how it's ending. Alright, I'm going to let that go there. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.